hope you wake up and your dog licked your makeup. I hope you get ready for work and you can't find your shirt. I hope you go on a date and your man asks for space with no place for excuses. I hope he chuck deuces. I hope all your plans fail with no money for bail and you end up in jail, but you live to tell the tale. Where your space is invaded by the hate you created, trying to run through a village, lie, steal, and pillage. We need personal space. Just drop out the race. We need personal space. Just watch what you say. We need personal space. Won't you just go away? We need personal space. Little girl, not today.
Oh, y'all, excuse me, because you know how much I hate to interrupt your story. So let me hurry up and get through this, because you can go back to do what you gotta do, and I can go back to doing what I gotta do. And I made an illustration just to make it easier for everybody. All right, this is me, and this is you, okay? And this could be a family, friend, co-worker, alone in the world with a little cat dog. I don't care who it is, to whom it may concern. However, when we get together, it is now us. You know what always gets me is, when we first start out, it's always cool, calm, and collected. I like it that way. But somewhere along the lines, you realize, this is you once again, realizing that you like to play games. Okay, you have become so fascinated with playing games that now all of a sudden you think that you can play with me. Here's you thinking that you can play with me. That's crazy. It's honestly crazy, but obviously you like to live on the edge. Okay, now you realize that you found a new love for these games, that you want to incorporate them in your everyday lifestyle. You are dedicated to the process. You are even willing to bet it all. Now, here's this person who knows what I know, and they know that you are in a great deal of trouble, okay? What a dummy is what you call it, because to bet all of that and to only be left with my ass to kiss is diabolical. It's honestly insane if you ask me. All right now, all right? Because the thing is this, let me break it down for anybody who may be a little confused in translation. Here you are with the right idea, but the wrong bitch. Okay, it's very simple. It's extremely simple. Okay, right idea, once again, wrong bitch. Yeah. So now that I have gotten wind of what you think is about to take place, I am pointing you in the direction of where maybe someone would like to play games. Okay, which is all the way over there. Okay, are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No. Okay, I want you to go further, and further, and further away. You're so excited to continue on with these games that you're like, how much further do I have to go? You are so busy making your way downtown, walking fast, okay? You want to get there, you're excited. And even through all of this, even through it all, I'm still being a good Samaritan, a team player, if you will. I grab my magnifying glass because I am determined to help you find you something safe to do. All right, y'all. Well, look, share with those who need to know. Have a good one.
Well, hello there. Hello, everyone. How are you? Good evening to all of you. Everyone that is watching, as you come in, if you would please hit the like button. Also, you see the thumbnail? Share it over there so he know what's coming. Maybe he might want to tune in tonight too. Go ahead and share it over there. You guys know where to share it. Go ahead and share it over there. It will get declined, but go ahead and share it anyway, just so he can see it. Go ahead and share it. All right, and as you share, like, share, subscribe, I am going to get to speaking to all of you. Hey, Mama Joyce, because I know that this has been shared with you. Mama Joyce, how you doing this evening? All right, let me get up here. Hey, Dave Bryson, how are you? Dave Bryson, it is Friday. At what time? Is it afternoon? Hey, Miss Prima Donna, how are you? Hey, Jody. Hey, Jim C. A lot of sneaky some people's because listen, there is some people, even though I'm blocked from their groups over there in Tinley Park, they're still talking about me. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine you trying to make people think that I'm irrelevant, but you're over there still talking about me. Imagine that. Imagine people are tired of you. They're so tired of you that they're making posts asking, can you stop posting about political things? And you say no. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy. That is crazy. Okay. It's 12:05 in the afternoon. Okay, Dave, I'm getting I'm starting to get it, right? I'm starting to get it. Okay. Hey, Lee Williams from Mississippi. Are you safe, Lee Williams? I know there's a lot of flooding going on in Mississippi. Are you safe? Are you somewhere safe? Are the flood waters receding? Is what I want to know. I want to make sure that you are safe. But yes, so these people are still posting about me, thinking that I'm going somewhere. I'm not going anywhere because I'm going to get my questions answered. And if I don't get my questions answered, then at least the residents will know what to ask and what to look for too. They can go and ask the same things. They can ask the same things, right? Okay, Lee Williams, good. They can go and ask these same questions that I will be posing in the next few days. And so I also will be adding, so we'll get back to our education, and I will be adding things that you can do from home. So, you may not want to attend your meetings, your local meetings. If they're on YouTube, you should watch them on YouTube. You should monitor them. If you can't go to a meeting, but you should monitor them from YouTube. And if your local meetings are not on YouTube, you should go to your meeting and ask why. Because all other meetings, you all need to be brought into the 21st century, and you need to get on YouTube. Your meetings need to be broadcast as well. If nothing else, for the seniors that can't get to the meetings. Some older seniors cannot drive at night. And so they sometimes depend on their neighbors to tell them, but if they can watch on YouTube from home, they don't have to depend on anyone. They can watch from home. So, those are things that you can, just a few things that you can do. And then on your local level, and then we're going to talk about your statewide and your senator level tomorrow. I have a live about what you can do for that. And you're going to be surprised at what you can do and how you can become involved at home. Thank you to all 23 of you that are in the room with me this evening. If you feel so led, speak so I can speak back. Not too many people speaking tonight. Are you guys all right? Is everybody all right? We need to do a check-in. Anybody need to tell me anything? No? Okay. All right, with that being said, we're going to get started. Let me pull up something first. I should have did this at the beginning, but I did make sure it worked, so it works. All right, that's not where we're starting. I'm maxing. Okay, you driving. Okay, no problem. I'm maxing. How are you? I'm maxing. I think you changed your name. I'm trying to see if I remember it from the picture. I don't know. The picture looked like Love Helping Out, but I ain't sure. But anyway, I'm maxing. How you doing? Hey, Tracy K. Thank you. Tracy K, I'm a little bit rested today, but I threw on a little bit of a face for you guys. I don't wear makeup at home too often, but I I'm gonna throw on lash for y'all. Uh, let me, because it's time. I got to clean my glasses. Let me clean them because they look dirty. But thank you. Thank you. All right, put these glasses on so we can get this the investigative process started. Part of this process is going to be interactive. Did you guys like the interactive one we did last time? We're going to do another one. Because I don't want anybody to say that I made up anything. Because I don't make up things. Okay? All right. Let's get started so we can get off of here and y'all can get back to your families. All right. This is where we're starting today. We're still talking about this scarecrow, right? We're still talking about this scarecrow. Because this person wanted to double down on banning me, right? The strangest thing, that's strange to me, that this person wants to double down on banning me when I haven't done anything. Now, you sent for me when you banned me. So being that you sent for me, I wanted to answer. Okay. Hey, Wanda Smith, how are you? And since you sent for me and I'm answering, I'm going to answer until I'm finished. And so here we go. Part 2 of banned or banned. Yellow journalism. Because we found out that is what this person does and what it's called. I never knew that those people that make up things and sensationalize things in written media was yellow journalism. That was amazing to me to learn. And I am learning so much on this journey, I promise you. And I want to thank you guys for pushing me, because having learned on this journey, invaluable. Knowledge is all types of power. Okay? So much power that it can get you banned from something that you didn't do anything in. Look at that. Again, I'm going to say Tinley Park, if you're listening, and I know you're listening, because why? Because you're still posting about me in your little group that you blocked me from. A little weird if you ask me. Still posting about me. You know who I'm talking about. Stuckley, I think you got a little stucco. I think you got a little crush on me. Because you keep posting about me every chance you get. Every chance. When you wake up in the morning, I am the first thing that crosses your mind. Because all you do is post about me. I think you like me. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. Oh my gosh. Ugh. But anyway, so continuing with our coverage of Dalton politics and Mr. Cornell Darden. I will never call him doctor because I was unable to verify his undergraduate. So his doctorate, I was unable to verify that. So I will never call him doctor. I will call him Mr. Darden. We're going to continue our coverage because you came for me, sir. Ain't no need to call anybody. The next time you inquire about me and who I am, whoever you inquire to, you ask them to put you in contact with me directly. I don't do indirect stuff. I don't do indirect with other people, through other people. I didn't have your direct number. If I would have, I would have directly contacted you. But I didn't. So here we are. So the next time you contact somebody about me, you tell them to put us in contact. Because they can't answer questions about me. Only I can answer questions about me. All right, so we see this here. What does the title of this say? It says Southland Black Chamber of Commerce leader accused of making threats. Not the upstanding businessman, not the good doctor. Not the good doctor. Well, let's see what that was about. Yeah, I want to see what that was. Let's see what that was about. We're going to see what that was about. Here it is, right here. 2 journalists, actual journalists, say they were threatened by chamber leader, police reports said. My goodness. It says WJOL AM radio host Scott Slocum and Daily Southtown columnist Ted Slowick contacted the police after claiming they were threatened by Cornell Darden, CEO of the Southland Black Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and we know that he's also the CEO of the Chicagoland Journal. Slocum told Shanahan police that Darden posted about taking me down, called him a racist, and threatened him on Facebook. While Slowick, these people love Facebook, while Slowick notified Joliet police that Darden made a Facebook post calling him a racist explicative and that he should watch your explicative back, you explicative punk, according to police reports. I don't recall what they're saying Darden said on Tuesday, but I do recall them attacking me in newspapers and on radio, pretty much posting pictures of my home and my address, making outrageous allegations against me of a racial nature. WJOL published one article on its website about allegations of fraud leveled against Darden by the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. Slowick's October 1st column, and we know what those allegations were. There was allegations of misappropriations of funds, of theft of funds. We saw that on the last video. Slowick's October 1st column covered the same issue and included Darden's home address because it was listed as the mailing address for the Southland Black Chamber of Commerce. Little note, doctor, once you list the address for your business, if it's your home, it's public information now because you listed it as your business address. You a whole doctor and didn't know that at the time? Okay. And was also the subject of litigation. When contacted about the police report, Slowick said he was unable to comment because he had to obtain a stalking no contact order due to safety concerns for his family. Now he had to file the OPP against the good doctor. He provided a copy of the order that was signed by Judge Tom Carney. Slocum did not immediately respond to email messages. Shanahan Deputy Police Chief Adam Bogart said no charges were filed against Darden and his department's investigation of the case was concluded. Joliet Police Sergeant Dwayne English, I would like to say, first of all, thank you to Sergeant Dwayne English. I'll tell you guys why I'm saying thank you to him later. But thank you, Sergeant Dwayne English of the Joliet Police Department. Said his department's case is considered closed. Police reports said Slowick did not wish to pursue charges at this time and was satisfied with the incident being documented. In response to questions on both cases, Will County State's Attorney spokeswoman Carol Cheney said, "This matter has not come to our office for review." Police reports said Slocum and Slowick believe Darden threatened them after his 14-year-old son claimed he was kidnapped on November 6th. We'll get to that. Darden's son later admitted he made up the story about being kidnapped, Joliet police said. Darden said he believed his son made up the kidnapping story because he was reaching out for attention. On November 6th, Darden posted a message on his Facebook account that said, "Ted Slowick, you racist expletive, put my address and a picture of my house in the Tribune so that someone can harm my expletive family. Watch your expletive back, you expletive punk." Darden also posted, "If this was some political expletive, I'm going to kill all you expletive." Both posts have since been removed, but were documented in police reports. Darden said he didn't recall making either statement. Slocum said, Slocum and Slowick filing police reports against him is an attack on Black business and Black people. How? He made a report against you. He didn't make a report against all Black people. Please do not include me in your mess. Darden said Slowick needs to account for having a Nazi symbol on his Facebook account. What? He provided a screenshot that apparently showed Slowick posting an image of a swastika outlined by U.S. President Donald Trump's name. Slowick has written columns critical of Trump, whom critics have frequently criticized as fascist, who has received support from neo-Nazis and white supremacists. When asked about Darden's claims, Slowick said he was unable to respond because the stalking no-contact order was in effect. My goodness. Let me see who's come in the room since I've been reading because I couldn't see. Hey, Charlie girl, how are you? Give that man a pair of signage. Okay, listen. Do not ever include me. Now, this happened a while ago. I believe this happened because this happened in 2020. Okay. This right here incident happened in 2020. And since they spoke about the incident, let's get to that. Okay. Before we get to that, because this was before that. You see this man in this picture? Let me take this overlay off. You see this man at the top here? This is the former mayor of Joliet. His name, Oderkirk. Yeah. Okay. There was a Black Lives Matter protest that happened. Let me pull up this. I'm going to pull this up. We actually have several things to pull up. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is Joliet's former mayor. As you know, Darden listed his address for the business in Joliet. So, he's over here. This is the mayor that Mr. Darden, or the Scarecrow, decided to back. This was the person that he was backing. This particular mayor was a corrupt, allegedly, mayor here in Joliet. Okay? In Joliet, Illinois. Let's read about this mayor and why. Maybe we'll understand why him and the Scarecrow kind of hooked up, or why they felt like they, understood each other. Okay, let's see. So this was June of 2020. Okay? So this incident happened before the explicative incident with the two journalists. Okay? So the mayor of Joliet, this was the former mayor of Joliet here, Bob Odenkirk. So there was a protest that happened, a Black Lives Matters rally. Okay. So Odenkirk on Tuesday again defended his actions in a scuffle at a Black Lives Matter rally and said he has not considered resigning, which a number of people have called on him to do. The idea of resigning never crossed my mind, Odenkirk said. During a press conference he held inside City Hall, where he was joined by 3 Black leaders who supported the mayor and commended his efforts to diversify the Joliet Police Department. Now, how did this turn into a police department issue when we're talking about a Black Lives Matters rally that you did something that was very questionable? And some 3 Black leaders supported him. One of them happened to be the Scarecrow. I would not call him a leader, but whatever. This is what they're calling him. I was reelected a year ago. Odenkirk said it's a 4-year term. I will finish my term. Now he doubling down. Wait till you guys see what he did. Meanwhile, outside City Hall, about 24 people gathered holding signs calling for Odenkirk's resignation. 24 people. 24 people. Showing a photo of him as a young police officer with blood on his face and uniform. So the former mayor of Joliet used to be a police officer. He was a police officer before he came to mayor. Odenkirk at the press conference acknowledged there can be room for discussion as to whether he, as mayor, should have been at the May 31st protest that turned violent as police ended it. I'm going to show you the video. Don't worry. But he added, considering that what transpired that evening, I can only imagine what those discussions would be like if I had not been there. Odenkirk said he went to the protest at Jefferson Street and Larkin Avenue to try to keep the peace. Isn't that what the police are for? Don't this sound like Lil Stank when she ran into that fight at the township, talking about she was just trying to defend or help her men? Don't this sound like that? But she shouldn't have been in that scuffle, and he shouldn't have been in this, because that's what the police are for. Sir, you are no longer the police. You are a mayor. You are not the police. Okay. He pointed out that he had met with protesters earlier in the day. Looting and vandalism followed the protest. A small grocery on West Jefferson Street was set on fire. Boy, they doing it big over there in Joliet. Well, I don't know. Whoop. And in 2020, come on then. What? 10 stores were looted in various areas, including the shopping district around the Lewis Mall. Everywhere was being looted out here during COVID. When the protest turned violent, Odenkirk said police on the scene were under repeated physical attack from the mob. Y'all wait till y'all make sure y'all listening to what I'm reading, and there's a video. See, what we got to start realizing it is, when we start telling these lies, you better know that the internet's memory is better and longer than yours, right? And somewhere, somehow, there's going to be a record of this. So keep in mind what he said when you watch this video. When the protest turned violent, Odenkirk said police on the scene were under repeated physical attack from the mob. 4 people spoke in support of the mayor at the press conference. Reverend Lonnie Posley, I wouldn't trust him, allegedly, pastor of New Canaan Land Christian Church in Joliet. Cornell Darden Jr., president and CEO of the South Suburban Black Chamber of Commerce. Now, you know I wouldn't trust him. Brad Price, a retired Joliet police officer. Now, you got a police officer backing a police officer. Why wouldn't you? Okay. Joliet resident who said she saw the mayor pushed before the scuffle with two black protesters. Price said O'Doherty as mayor has dismantled the good old boy network and is creating city government that reflects the diverse complexion of the city. He said this city has hired its first black female officer in 25 years under O'Doherty and Joliet's first female firefighter. Posey said O'Doherty has joined him and other leaders trying to deal with violence and other issues in the city. Everywhere we went to address the issues of Joliet, Mayor Bob O'Doherty was there, Posey said. Darden called O'Doherty a good mayor. What? His endorsement wouldn't make me feel no type of way. Anyway, and would not want to see him persecuted for something he did not do. Okay, I hope y'all keep this in y'all mind when I show y'all this video. Those calling for O'Doherty's resignation say video from the scene shows he initiated contact with Victor Williams in the scuffle that led to Williams and his brother Jamal Smith being arrested. Lawyers for the two men say neither knew who O'Doherty was, and that Smith came to Williams's defense when a man unknown to him grabbed his brother and pulled him forcefully away. Perez said what she saw was protesters assaulting police officers of Joliet. I also saw the mayor assaulted. She described the scene as horrific. Man, y'all got to be more careful when y'all saying whatever y'all saying, because the internet is undefeated. O'Doherty said it is difficult for anyone to define my personal intent on what happened that night for me, but me. I only acted to defend myself because I felt my personhood was threatened. Protesters outside City Hall were angry that they were not allowed to join the press conference, which at one time was to take place outside. O'Doherty said it was moved inside because of pending bad weather. What do this sound like? This sounds like some little stank tactics, I'm telling you. Don't let people in. You limit the number of chairs in Village Hall. Y'all remember that? So you don't let people in. Phew, child. They wouldn't let me in, said activist Loretta Hobbs. They wouldn't even let me in the door. The lady sitting there taking your temperature. Visitors had to have their temperatures checked before entering City Hall. Hobbs and Susanna Ibarra, head of Will County Progressives and unsuccessful candidate for city council, both accused O'Doherty of moving the event indoors to dodge protesters. To avoid all of us, Ibarra said. Do y'all remember when they had the Dalton Rising protest and Lil Stain didn't show up? These boy, I'm telling you, it's some sort of manual out there that they are using, okay? That they are using to facilitate these things. But anyway, I'm going to show you the video. The video has no sound. I'm going to point out who O'Doherty is, okay? And I just want you to watch the video. All right. Let me make sure y'all can see it. And y'all can. And here we go. This video is brought to you by a citizen that was out there. Hold on, let me get to y'all comments. Let me see what y'all saying before I play this video. Hey, Cheryl Day. Kenneth Dawkins slipped in here. You like the larger comment tags? I don't know, it just happens like that, but I like it too. We can keep it. Denise Caruso. I'm from Joliet, and I heard the mayor grabbed a black teen up by the collar. Most of their rallies are always in front of White Castle. Mostly Trump supporters rallied there. Thank you, Denise. Golfer, are you late? Nah, you never late. Hey, what's up, Golfer? Good evening, Easter Battle. How are you? Okay, so we're going to watch this. I'm going to go back to the other page so that I can point out O'Doherty for you whenever. But I'm going to say again, I'm going to say again, what would the mayor be doing out here acting as if they are the police? You are no longer the police. You are the mayor of the town. Your jurisdiction don't cover doing whatever the police is doing. That's police jurisdiction. But anywho, I'm gonna show y'all this anyway. All right, here we go. It's no sound. This is old Dirkirk right here. This is him right here in this blue. And he is putting the handcuffs on someone. He is putting the handcuffs on someone. Okay, y'all see? Got the handcuffs on someone. Being walked over to somewhere. I don't even know where he being walked over to. Now, watch closely what happens. He said the police was being threatened. I don't see any police officer. The one police officer I'm going to see, watch, they're going to be at this table. See, there's the police officer with his radio on. Them other people look like regular citizens to me. Did y'all watch him pull down? You see how he pulled that person down? Did y'all see that? Now, Mr. Darden said that the mayor didn't do anything, but y'all just saw that, right? Y'all just saw that. Then somebody sprayed some pepper spray or something looked like. Now, granted, this happened in 2020. Let's keep the timeline. This happened in 2020, but we are showing patterns, right? We're showing patterns of this yellow journalism, right? We're showing patterns of this person's behavior because you came for me. So you came for me. I just want to make that clear. You came for me, but we're going to be showing patterns. Look at this. And this is what I'm saying when I say, y'all read, y'all heard what I read, right? Do this look like anything that was read? Don't look anything like what was read. Nothing. Okay? Nothing. Looks nothing like what I read to y'all. Look. Yeah, looks nothing like what I read to y'all. Nothing. Y'all see that? Let me see what y'all saying. Hey, Tina Williams, how are you? That don't look nothing like what I read to y'all. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Did that look like anything with what I read to y'all? That he said happened? Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that it didn't look anything like what he claimed. That the police was being attacked. This happened in 2020, mind you. Okay, let's keep that in mind. 2020. Mr. Darden said he backed the mayor at that time. He didn't feel like the mayor did anything wrong. We just watched the video. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let that sink in for you. And we're gonna keep it moving. I'm just showing a pattern of Mr. Darden. Okay, now we're gonna keep the pattern going. Let me bring up a few things. Hold the line, please, as I bring up these things that we need. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Because I just want to show you how. Okay, Trace? Okay. The crowd was afraid. Okay. All right. But it was supposed to be a protest. It was a peaceful protest, looked like to me, till big idea. But anywho, that's just what I'm saying. That's why you got to be careful what you say out here in this social media age, because it's always somebody watching. It's always somebody. It's always somewhere, somehow, and it's gonna be a person like me that's gonna find it. I'm gonna dig till I find it. Okay. So, anywho, we're talking about the scarecrow, patterns of behavior. Back that person, we clearly saw on video something different from what that person told the media, right? Or was printed in that paper, right? Okay, at least that's what I saw. Y'all not commenting, so I'm just going to assume that that's right. All right. Patterns of behavior. Patterns of behavior. So this would lead you to ban me when I ain't had none of these patterns of behavior. But patterns of behavior. And it's going to all link to Tinley Park. So just keep you cool. All right. So we read an article before that told us a team made up a story about kidnapping in Joliet. Cops. Father said he believes son reported kidnapping was politically motivated. Now, I'm confusing with this one because the scarecrow's son is the one that reported that he was kidnapped. So how was that politically motivated? Okay. Anyway, while y'all figure that out, let's read about this. Let's see what happened. The son of the president and CEO of the Southland Chamber of Commerce and Industry reportedly made up the story of his kidnapping, police said. The only thing I want to say about this is once you found this out, you should have just let it go. But instead, this person doubled down and accused people of being politically motivated when they did not tell his son to say that he was kidnapped. I'm just confusion about that. But we as parents, we teach our children. They do what we do until they grow up and they start learning the world for themselves, and then they make their own decisions. My MO is to tell the truth. Okay? And so in my private community, let me tell you, let me tell you something. The way you know that something is not right about someone. So let me tell you, late last night, I FOI'd for this police report. My FOIA was answered this morning at 8:30. I've never had a FOIA answered that fast. That's why I said thank you to Sergeant Dwayne English, because he fulfilled the FOIA. I'm going to say this again. I've never, ever since I've started FOIAing, had a FOIA filled that fast. So if you are in my private community, I will show you all that entire file that was sent to me. It was more than 7 documents, and I will show you guys that in my private community. All right, so now let's turn to Tinley Park, but I want to keep showing this pattern of behavior. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something. January 2022. 25th. Okay. I'm going to share this tab instead. Dave Bryson, when I tell you, I'm going to show you I'm going to show the people in my private community. I'm going to show you when I put that FOIA in. I woke up this morning. I put the FOIA in after business hours. This morning at 8 something, that FOIA was answered and it was in my email box. I'm going to show you guys in my private community the file in its entirety. I'm going to show you. Okay? So what I want to do, what I'm doing now is showing you the yellow journalism being put forth by the scarecrow that is being used by certain people. Allegedly, maybe it's being paid for in order to use, this. Okay? I know that's right, Jody, and I don't know how. Okay? But I want to show you this. So I want you all to get your devices and I want you to pull up Google. Okay? Because we're going to do something. I'm going to show you this page first. Show you this one. Okay? Are we all together? Do y'all have y'all devices and you have Google pulled up? Let me do it with you like we did last time. Hold on. Hold the line, please. Because I want you to be able to recognize yellow journalism too. Okay? I want you to be able to recognize, I want you to be able to tell when the media is being used against someone. So if you are researching your candidates and you feel like, I don't know about this, this is how you can tell. Did you all get to your Google? You all get to your Google? Y'all let me know. I need to know. I know y'all a little bit behind, but I need to know when y'all have gotten to your Google so that we can do this together. I love these interactive things because I don't want people to be thinking that I made something up or I manipulated something, right? So we're going to do it together so that you know that SP would never make up anything, okay? All right. So if you're at Google, I want you to you see what I have typed in Google? Robbins Mayor Darren Bryant bans, I told you I wasn't never going to call him that, the Scarecrow, owner of the Southland Journal newspaper, and Robbins native from Village Hall. I want you to type that into your Google. Once you type it into your Google, I want you to hit enter. Okay? All right. And so you see I'm scrolling. Okay. Who is this? The first publication belongs to the Scarecrow, the Chicagoland Journal. That's the first one about the Robbins mayor. The second one is from the Chicagoland Journal. That's about the Robbins mayor too. The third one is from the same publication. Are y'all getting the same thing I'm getting when y'all did that? Y'all let me know because I'm behind. I can't. Y'all, the comments. Y'all not commenting. Are y'all getting the same thing I'm getting? There's the Southland Journal again that belongs to the Scarecrow. Then I scroll down and I get the Chicago Tribune. They're talking about the Robbins mayor, but they're not talking about any type of banning of anyone that he did. I mean, the man is a mayor. If this event happened, more than one publication should carry it, right? After that, I don't see anything else about this man. Let me go to page 2, because maybe it's something on page 2. Okay, I'm at page 2. Nope. Not another Navy, not another article about it. Nothing. Not anything. Did you all get that? Are you all getting that too? So, when I saw this, right? So I'm like, let me share the thing again. So when I saw this, because when in my research of the scarecrow, when I put his name in, these things came up because they was associated with his name. I want you to take a look at this byline. This byline says, "Silence do good." That's a pseudo name for someone. I'm going to let you guess who that is. You only need one guess. If you come into my private community, I'll tell you who it is, but you're only going to get one guess. All right, so this headline says that the Robbins mayor, Darren Bryant, bans the scarecrow from the Robbins Village Hall, right? We didn't see this news anywhere else. Not another article was written about it. Chicago Tribune wrote about him in a positive light, if you look at it. And it didn't mention anything about him banning anybody from anywhere. It says Robin Mayer sees 2022 as historic year as he works, this is the Chicago Tribune, to fix infrastructure in relations with the police. This don't mention anything, if you click into it, anything about him banning anybody. This man is trying to, at this point in January of 2022, clean up his city and make sure that the police get a proper contract. Okay? But nowhere else did you see this at all, right? So that made my spidey senses go off. And because I have a platform, he's in with the newspapers and has had a pull. Shaw paper is owned by another politician, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, some other publication should have had this story. If there was a big, let me read what they're saying happened. Okay, this is the Scarecrow's publication. Now I'm gonna let you know that I emailed the mayor of Robbins to find out about this incident, right? Because there is no record of it. I emailed him to find out, was this a real incident? I have not heard back as of yet. But in this Scarecrows, now you're gonna write a story about something in your publication, okay? And this is what he says. This is what they said happened. It says Robin Mayer. Let's see, press release verbatim. Darren Bryant, mayor of Robbins, Illinois, along with the Robbins police chief, David Shepard, have ordered a controversial figure to be barred from Village Hall. This comes after a very disturbing incident in which the Scarecrow performed a tirade of sorts during an unannounced visit to Robbins Village Hall. Darden entered Village Hall at 1 p.m. on the 25th, demanding the village approve a work permit for a developer with questionable past dealings to perform on the Scarecrow's home. Robbins employees were present and took notice of Mr. Darden's abrupt behavior in insisting that this permit be granted to the developer. Mayor Bryant contacted immediately and came to Village Hall. The mayor was aggressively confronted by Darden, who yelled numerous explicatives. This man loved his explicatives and he liked saying them to people towards the mayor, as the mayor was requesting repeatedly for Darden to leave Village Hall. Mr. Darden's wife began to urge him to leave the building as he continued to yell explicatives at everyone in his sight. This is hilarious to me because when you know who wrote this right here cracks me up. Because how? He then took his cup of coffee that was in his hand and threw it against the wall inside the mayor's office, and just 3 feet away from a resident who was seated in the mayor's conference room. Now, all of this allegedly took place in Village Hall. Okay, I'm like, there got to be some record of this, right? If the police chief was called, you mean to tell me there was no incident? This man throws hot coffee against the wall and it could have splattered on the resident that this person, whoever wrote this, claims was sitting in a conference room. And there was no police report done? All this behavior, and no police report was done. I mean, this person is showing off down in City Hall in front of everyone. Seems like to me they can't be controlled. And yet there's no record or police report of this. Brian adds, this property belongs to the taxpayer. However, this behavior will not be tolerated. Given some of Mr. Darden's behavior and antics in the past, I was left with no other choice to ban him from entering Robbins Village Hall in the future. Mayors from other communities are now joining Mayor Bryant in calling for a unified ban of Cornell Darden being allowed on any local municipality property. He has been known to perform the above-mentioned antics and bizarre tirades at other village halls throughout the Southland. Now listen, I looked tirelessly, and I do mean tirelessly, for any articles or anywhere that would tell me a list of these other, and it didn't list the other municipalities. It just said other municipalities. So essentially unverifiable to find out what those municipalities are, who they are, and for it, right? Unverifiable. That is some explosive yellow journalism. Because how? How do you verify most of the stuff that's in there? Like I said, I emailed the Robbins mayor to find out, and I attached this article to my email to find out if this happened, right? But this person owns this publication and allegedly could possibly be using this media to make political candidates look bad. Right? Allegedly. Okay? There should be a trust-based police. Okay, that's what. Nowhere. This incident do not exist. Like I said, you get down to the bottom and it says that they have been banned from other municipalities. Well, list them, name them so that we can FOIA and find out if this is the case. But because nothing is listed, you can't do that. A bit of ambiguity, if you ask me. Because a journalist does a thorough report. And they're going to say that they can't go to this, and this one. something was bothering me about this, because see, now you have a platform, you can use it to write essentially anything that you want. The journalism community or organization that essentially backs journalists have said that this person does yellow journalism. We saw that in the first video, right? So this bothered me. This bothered me so bad. And I said, why? Why would this person write something negative about this mayor, who is the youngest mayor? I think he's the youngest mayor. Tracy, you're in my private community, so I will tell you who the byline says is by silence do good. In my private community, tell you who that is. And you're going to then be like, oh, wow, okay. But anyway, this bothered me so bad. In my brain, I'm thinking, why would they write this? This looks like the mayor of Robbins is trying to keep out a resident. Bree, why? And Tracy, if you go back to our meeting of the minds from last night, I told y'all who silence do good was, I believe. But I'll tell y'all again when we look at the police report. So since it kept bothering me, right? Then, right, this is what I did. I kept looking. I was like, why is this bothering me? You see this? This was written before that article. This article was written January the 28th. This article was written January the 25th. It says, Mayor Bryant of Robbins capriciously denies building permit to Robbins native. Mayor Darren Bryant of Robbins has denied a building permit for a single-family home to the family of the Scarecrow. Mayor Bryant of Robbins capriciously denies building permit to Robbins native. Mayor Bryant of Robbins has denied a building permit for a single-family home to the family of the Scarecrow, owner of the Southland Journal. The issue begs the question of who has the authority to accept or deny building permits. What law or ordinance exists that allows for capriciousness in permits? In a meeting with the Robbins Building Department and the mayor, the Scarecrow and his wife were told that they needed to procure another developer to receive a permit. The Scarecrow and his wife were then told they need to have their attorney call the village attorney if they want to have their permit approved. Now, that would lead me to believe, because these municipalities, all of them have lists of contractors who cannot do business in their village because of previous incidents or previous business that they've done in their village that has either scammed the residents or was just not good work. You don't believe me? If you live here in Illinois, I don't know about anywhere else, but if you live here in Illinois, you can contact your village and you can ask your village for a no work contractors list for the village. And they will give you a list of contractors that are not allowed to do business in the village, which would then in turn have you not be able to get a permit for anything, any type of work that you're doing in your home. So if you get a builder or a developer and you want them to do some work inside your home, i.e. add an addition, complete your basement, do a bathroom or anything like that, they will not give you any permits if it's associated with a business on their no work list. Okay? That you don't believe me? Go check it out. Okay? So this is Okay, this is the scarecrow's response. I was born and raised in Robbins, Illinois. It is my home, the only home that I know, and I'm moving back. To think that anyone believes they have the right to deny a Robinite from moving back home is ridiculous. Nobody denied you. They told you that they don't allow that developer in the village. You didn't pay attention. You just wanted to do what you wanted to do for whatever reason. This is the very reason we're having issues with economic development in the Robbins and other suburbs in the Southland. No, some municipalities are just cracking down on these horrible contractors. When denied for the permit by Charles Johnson, the scarecrow was told that he can't give out any more permits. The higher ups told me to not give any more permits if you're using that developer. So tell me how this is stopping him. This was not, see, this is the problem with yellow journalism. This is what creates the problem. This will have you thinking one thing when it is not that at all. The village is saying that this developer is not allowed in the village to do work because of whatever reason. It's probably because they have done work with some other residents. The residents have reported that they either didn't finish the work or they paid them and they didn't do the work. It has to be something. It's January and cold outside. I have a wife and 4 kids, and they deserve to be in a home, and they deserve the security of living in their home abode in the town that I grew up in and love. To think that the politician would disrespect the laws of my beloved hometown, try to stop me from moving home is outrageous. The village code in regard to building permits is here. When they put a stop on a developer, on a business, that supersedes the code. This is not about code. This is about business ethics and them trying to stop scammers because they have an obligation. Because what? Because if I live in Robbins, I can report that business to the Attorney General. Remember now, the Attorney General investigates scammers. And they can't keep allowing that in their town because they could get reprimanded or sued by the Attorney General's office. So that's why this person wrote this about the mayor. See that yellow journalism? See that? Boy, when you have a platform, you truly have to be careful with what you report, how you report, and what you do with the information. It is so important to put out the truth, to be honest. Because then you're going to get somebody like me, and I'm going to put it together and be like, what? That don't even sound right. So you see what happened there? Okay, now that you see what happened there, let's see. Let's go to Tinley Park. See all those things? Okay, first of all, let me stop this. Hold on. So, Scarecrow, if you're watching, this is you at an event that I was at. You actually met me and shook my hand. So you never know who you're going to run across, right? You never know who you're going to do something to. So it's just best for you to do the right thing, whatever you do. You actually shook my hand, introduced yourself as a businessman. But come to find out, la-da-dee, la-da-da, la-da-dee, la-da-da. If you're watching this, Scarecrow, you actually met me at this event. The event that you came to that this was, you was in the room acting like you were there supporting them when allegedly you was there for the other side, trying to find out what you could find out for the other side. This what I gotta say. Politicians, anybody running for office, beware. Be wary. Okay? Dave Bryson, I don't have good sense sometimes. But you met me. Go back in your brain and figure that out. Now let's go to Tinley Park with this. This right here. Okay? This right here is the wonderful Diane Galante. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person. She is the former trustee in Tinley Park. I had her on my show last year. I believe it was back in the summer, maybe late summer, maybe August or sometime like that. And she has been attacked by this administration, and rightly so, because she began to ask questions. If we're using Dalton as our model, right? Anybody that began to ask questions, what did Little Stank do? She got rid of them. She got rid of them. She got rid of anybody that asked questions. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this. I'm going to play Diane. I want you to listen to her. I want you to see what the Tinley Park, I want you to hear the person that you lost. This is the person that was fighting for you. This is the person that was fighting for you. And I want you to hear. Now, the reason why I want you to hear this is because Diane was the chair of the finance committee. As we all know, Dalton being our model, Lil Stank got rid of the oversight in Dalton for the finances. Diane was starting to be attacked when she started asking questions. But this is when she first started out, and she was the chair for the finance committee. And when she began asking questions, that is when she was removed. Let's listen. Oh, wow. It's no sound? We lost the sound? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? I want to know, can y'all hear me first? Man, can y'all hear me? I think we kind of behind, so I'm going to wait for y'all to let me know if y'all can hear me. Okay, so you can hear me. You just cannot hear the, okay, I know what to do. Listen, the devil be super busy when you about to learn something, okay? Just at the moment where I'm about to go in, this is what be happening. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let me see. Hold on. Because I can hear it, but y'all can't hear it. Okay, let me see. I'm going to play this. Can y'all hear it now? Can y'all hear it now? Okay, no. Okay, wait a minute. Wild. Okay, hold on. Okay, give me 1 second. The devil stay busy. But you ain't gonna win. You can't win, devil. You can't win. You cannot win. All right, y'all see this? Do y'all see this on the screen? Y'all tell me. Y'all probably ain't gonna be able to hear it from here either. This happened last time. I might. Can y'all hear this? Tell me if y'all can hear this. Wow. Okay. This is so horrible. I need y'all to hear this. But now, this is what I'm going to do. Let me just remove everything from. This is so horrible. I need y'all to hear her. Well, it ain't that important. It's important, but it's not that important. Because if not, I'll have to start this live back all over again. Oh. Okay. All right. This one I'm going to do so that we can continue. Turn up the video volume in Canva. It was all the way up on loud. That's what I'm going to do. And it's only a minute long. Okay. Now the is I just got a error message in my StreamYard about the volume stuff. So what I'll do is because I hate to restart this and come back because y'all might not come back. So this is what we're going to do. Y'all keep in your mind that Diane was the finance committee chair. I will link this video right here to yeah, that's what I did. I will link this video to I'm going to try one more time. Okay, I'm going to try one more time. I deleted all the other windows that I had open producer Mark. Let me see. Y'all probably ain't going to be able to
Staff has been instructed to review budget line items, moving forward only with expenses for essential operational needs or capital projects. They're freezing new hires that were budgeted in 2021
They got it.
indefinitely, as well as reviewing vacancies due to attrition. We are on schedule for approval of the 2021 budget at the next village board meeting. And I want to assure you that our finance staff will continue to monitor our budget as well as the current situation to make sure we are being fiscal responsible. I also want to remind everybody about the online payment system for your water bills. You can use www.services.tinleypark.org or find the link on the village website for Pay Your Utility Bill. Census Center is not only an online payment system, but it can be used to set up alerts for unusual usage and even pinpoint a leak in your home. I'd like to also ask everybody to continue to support our local businesses. A link to all the open businesses is also on our village website. If you haven't already taken the time to review our village website, there's a lot of information, not only on the COVID-19 current status, but as well as on all current events that will be coming up in our village and what might have to be postponed or canceled. Until we get to talk again, stay home, stay safe. God bless.
Now, that was my friend Diane. Stucco, I know you watching this. And Diane is my friend. And I'm not going to take it back. So you can keep posting about both of us because that's what friends do. Right? So friends, we back each other. I don't mind being mentioned in the same sentence as Diane because she's a wonderful person. She sought out to keep the residents protected from any type of illegal spending. This was her first time being a trustee. And so I believe that they preyed on that a little bit of the naivete of her not, knowing certain things. And so when she began to ask questions about things that she did not understand, that's when she started to get attacked by all of these alleged fake pages out here, as I got attacked. Just so happened that you all didn't know you attacked somebody with a platform. So I took directly to my platform and began to post the attacks that I was receiving from my neighbors, no less. And why should you be attacking me or Diane? You can disagree, but attacking me personally, that's crazy. That's honestly crazy, if you will. So Diane, as a trustee with a vote and a brain, began to ask questions. Where was she sitting? On the finance committee. If you have somebody asking questions on a finance committee, are you able to do things like use $200,000 of TIF money to purchase the rights to a pub? I don't think so. Because it wouldn't get past that person. Because they would start asking questions about it. Hey, can we do this? Is this something we can do? Should we do this? So what do? You began to attack that person and get that person removed, or you removed that person. These are all things that Lil Stank did. If we're looking at Dalton as our case study, these are all things that mayor did to remove the controls to be able to spend, take out loans, and do whatever they wanted to do when it came to the money and finances of that village. Now let's continue. So what started happening after that? after Diane started asking questions. Well, by George, look at there. The Southland Journal started printing things about my friend. It says, embattled Tinley Park trustee Diane Galante called on to resign. Diane actually they wrote another article about her. Wrote another article about her where she wrote a post and said, I had sent some questions prior to that. I asked for meetings. With the new rules that I can't meet with village employees without management approval, it made it very difficult. There was a lot of errors, I was told. The title of this says, Tinley Park Trustee Gallant abstains from vote approving village budget. Well, she wanted to ask some questions. Now you're going to see in some videos that Diane asked a lot of questions. At one point, the mayor tells her, well, you should have asked your questions prior to this. Well, you see right here, she said she tried. They put a rule in effect that said that they couldn't talk to the employees without approval from the manager. Who appoints the manager? The mayor. This sounds like some old little stank stuff to me. Now, I got questions about a packet that was given to me, but yet I cannot go directly to the staff and ask the question. Why are we interfering with information, flowing of information? Why are we interfering with it? I'm very confused. But there were a lot of Tinley Park residents who jumped on board and began to attack Diane as well. Shame on you. Shame on you for not asking your own questions. Shame on you for not asking why the trustees who you voted are not able to talk to employees that they need to get answers from because you trusted them to vote for you. Shame on you. Shame on you for attacking Diane, for asking questions. Because this sounds similar to Dalton if we're using that as our case study. So now here come the Southland Journal, the Chicago Southland Journal, attacking Diane. If you go and Google Diane again, you will see that it is the Southland Journal and the Patch, the Tinley Park Patch, that have written articles about her. Nothing really mainstream. There was one article, I believe, written by one major publication, ABC or CBS. I don't know which one it was. But this publication continued to report. Now, why would you have to write an article about her abstaining from a vote for the village budget? Because that's definitely her business to do. But when she said that she tried to ask questions, but they were now no longer able to speak with employees, why are you still writing stuff about her? Seemed like to me you would have wrote an article about what she said, which was the fact that she wanted to ask questions, but they have a rule that she couldn't talk to the employees without a manager's approval. Because that's what I would have done as a journalist, because I would have been like, oh, that don't sound right. Let me find out what this rule is and why this rule is in place. But you didn't do that. I wonder why. Let's continue. So now it begins. You saw Diane said she asked questions. She wanted to ask some questions about the budget. Now, here we are. Now we getting ready to see what happened when she tried to ask these questions. Let me make sure we get them in the proper order. And guess what? I'll tell you in a minute because I'm sure you already know. Both of these articles we're going to look at, tell me where they came from. Go ahead, tell me. All you got to do is tell me. Tell me where they came from. Take this down. Put this up. Of course they did. Of course. They wrote 2 more articles. This one says, Embattled Tinley Park Trustee. Now, why would that be a title? Diane Galante repeatedly threatened with removal from the board meeting. And she was. We're going to go to this board meeting because this board meeting was interesting. Okay? At this particular board meeting, we're going to go to this board meeting. This is Tinley Park, Village of Tinley Park. Let me see which one we're supposed to do first. This is May. This one right here is April, May. So we're going to do April 5th first. This is the April 5th meeting. We're going to go to the April 5th meeting because you all have to see this. Y'all going to hear me typing, so don't say anything. Hilarious. We are going to go, let me share this instead. We're going to go to this tab. Y'all see this tab? We're going to go to the government. We're going to go to village board minutes and agendas. We're going to go to April 5th, 2022. And unlike, if you're looking at it on our screen, unlike Dalton, when Lil Stank was in office and she took everything off of the website, they actually have everything on the website. They are betting that you're not gonna go here and look. This is what they're betting. They're betting because they're saying y'all not coming to the meetings, y'all are not paying attention online because they can tell that by the views, and you overall just don't care. So they can put it on the website in plain sight because you guys are never gonna go and look at it. Okay, which to me is disrespectful.
Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will
Y'all
County.
Let me know if y'all can hear this,
Tuesday,
and then I'm
April
going to
5th,
skip.
2022.
Y'all hear
beginning
this
at 6:38 p.m.
video? I want to make sure you can
Everyone
hear
please
it.
stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
When y'all tell me y'all can hear it, then I'm going to skip to where we need to go. I don't want to skip before you tell me if you can hear it.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. I saw somebody say yes. So we're going to skip to where we need to go. At this particular meeting, I think there were some firefighters or some police or somebody being sworn in. We're going to skip to Diane.
Thank you.
Let me just put it back a little bit because I want y'all to see that comments were asked for.
Get repurposed and bring a new tenant to the community, and just wanted to, and hopefully you guys can all go there and visit.
Caffeine.
Yeah.
Donna?
I would just note that for those who have little ones in their lives, the Easter Bunny is going to be at the downtown Tinley train station this Sunday from 3 to visit with little ones and have pictures. So bring your camera.
Thanks, Donna. Anyone else? Next, we got item 19, receive comments from the board. Anyone from the board care to comment?
I would.
Sure. Go ahead.
Thank you. Just a couple things. I don't know. Last night was marketing meeting. A couple things came out of that.
Hey, Laura.
I don't know when the cutoff is for the scholarship program. What is the cutoff for that? Just to mention that. That's deadlines.
I think it's at 20.
Just start at 4:30.
I mean,
Just to mention that's coming up to all the schools. It's open to all the schools. I'm not sure how much that gets out to all the kids, but just want to make sure that they know about that. And also about the Sox game. Did also want to mention what Mayor said about the upcoming tourism. It looked really awesome what they showed us last night, and it's kind of exciting to see all that. But on a different note, I have to bring some issues up that I'd rather not. I have no problem, anybody in this community, anybody on this board who has an issue with myself, with my actions, with my decisions or my votes. I have no problem. But I completely disagree with the games being played with my family, specifically my children. I have heard back, I've held back from responding to the OTB fake news spinners to spare my family. More embarrassment of an issue that happened with one of my members. But I thought, most importantly, my job as a leader in this community is to speak honestly to the people that live in this community. And regardless of any embarrassment to me and my family, I think it will bring some light to some of the issues that need to be addressed. There's a lot of stories going on about me and my family. Mr. Stuckley is fed a lot of information. I was told about information that Mayor Glatz went into the police station and gathered to feed to Mr. Stuckley, which he does on a regular basis, to the point of 130 posts that I had to go and file a police report for. I am not.
Now, you got to know that she is telling the truth because I posted my own post with information that this person had about me. I hope that Tinley Park is listening tonight because Diane told you in 2022 that this stuff was real. I have posted on my YouTube page the things that were happening to me. They sound so similar to the things that were happening to her.
Not filing police reports against citizens or trying to sue citizens unnecessarily. I am trying to protect my child. We talk about mental illness. We're bringing in chaplains. Do we know what effect you have on children? Daily posting? We're leaders. Regardless if the children fail and make a mistake in this town, our job is to pick them up and get them back on the right track, not to hold them down and exploit what they've done so you can get ahead. There is no leader.
I'm going to pause it right here to tell you that that's what they were doing. I'm going to show you at the end some things, well, a post, and then we're going to talk about some more stuff. But that is what they're using, the politics tactics. They were attacking her son, who Stucco was like, he's 18, he's grown. No, he's still her son. That doesn't change him from being her son. Right? Some people are not into these political games that you people are trying to play. Some people are just trying to do their civic duty correctly to their community, such as Diane, and her son ended up being attacked. Let's leave from Tinley right quick to go to Kankakee. The same thing happened to mayoral candidate Dr. Generva Walters. They began to attack her son in this same manner. And guess what? He's 18 too, but he still lives at home. But irregardless of that, he's always going to be her son. They started attacking him. I'm convinced now that there is some sort of playbook that is being passed back and forth and back from these people because they are doing the same things. Listen to these things that are being done. Listen to these things that are being done. Lil Stank started doing the same thing. She started attacking people and saying things about people. She remember that one time she was like saying the trustees just want to be giving jobs to their friends. Like, who? What are you talking about?
That would need to exploit the mistakes of others to get ahead. If they cannot live on their own merit, then they shouldn't be there. I pray for Mr. Stuckley that he gets enough strength to stop being used by the people in this town. I can only imagine how that weighs on that man's soul.
And he is still doing it. He's probably posting about me in that little group right now, telling me to put my little finger down and they won and this. But sir, you have 130 posts that you have posted about someone else. Lord.
That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Now, at this point, Diane's
else
going
on
to
the
get
board
in a
have any
back and
comments?
forth with the clerk.
I just wanted to comment, last board, Mr. Mayor, you recognized the efforts of St. George's Knights of Columbus, that you were in attendance at the fundraiser.
Now, this is when the clerk going to stick her nose in it. And I'm going to tell y'all something about this clerk in a minute, too. Think you're going to find this interesting. If I can get it to play. Okay.
I would like the proof that you're saying you're making you as a fellow board member to
I will
provide
Of St. George's
Oh,
Knights of Columbus.
Yes, go ahead. I would like to say something. Trustee Galante, you just made an accusation against the mayor that
Yes.
you have proof. that
One
he-
sec. Diane,
I'm sorry,
Please,
she just said that Diane
it's-
Klein. I'm
she's
sorry,
talking-
trying to be rude. I was trying to be. I
you're
was
trying to
just
be,
saying
you're
yes.
being
I thought
rude. She has
called
the
my name.
floor.
That's
Please
fine,
do
I'm
not
sorry.
interrupt her.
I'm sorry, I was saying yes because she said Trustee Diane Galante. I'm
Please do not interrupt other speakers.
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You stated that you have proof that the mayor went into the police department and then gave that information to Mr. Stuckley. I'd like you to provide me with that information, please.
First of all, who is she to ask her to provide her with anything? We already saw the meeting where the mayor read the police report that she filed against him that had not even been investigated yet. How did he get that? When you FOIA the police department, if you FOIA an open case, they'll tell you this is an open case and it is not FOIAble because it is open. So if she filed, listen to this now, listen, Tinley Park. If she filed a police report and the next day he has it in his hand and he's reading it at the meeting, how? Because if I file a police report, it has to be investigated first. She just filed the police report. How does he have it in his hands? So, clerk, I'm going to need you to explain why would she need to give you any proof? He gave you all the proof you needed when he read the police report into record that she filed not even 24 hours before she filed it. You can, Justin. You can. So that's your proof right there. You're going to sit there and ask her for proof. She don't need to give you anything. The mayor gave it to you by reading into record the police report that she filed. Explain how he got it. That's what you need to do. You need to explain how he got the police report that he read into record that she filed that had not even been investigated yet. Make it make sense. Tell us how that happened. That's what I want to know. Tinley Park, that's what you need to know too. That's what you should need to know too. Yeah, that's what I want to know, clerk.
You can request that. But
I can
There you
request
go.
what?
There you go,
I'm sorry,
Darlene.
what do you want?
The proof that you just said
Under
you had.
what, rule, do you have,
I'm
How
just
would you like me to
asking you as
supply
a
that?
fellow board member to
I will
provide the
absolutely
proof.
supply that if the time and place comes. I will absolutely prove.
No,
Show that.
you're making an accusation against someone on this board.
Yes.
I
Man,
think
okay.
we all
And what's she supposed to be? She's supposed to be his attorney? We in a court of law? Because if we in a court of law, I just told you, he read her police report that she filed against him into record. How did he get it if it hadn't been investigated yet? How did he get it?
deserve.
Would you like
Diane,
we all
please
have
stop
the
to? She's
interrupting
asking me
her.
a question. I
She's
don't get to
speaking.
respond to her?
You're done.
Oh, I'm
You're
sorry.
done
I won't
speaking.
respond. Okay, I'll just listen. Go ahead.
You had your turn.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're
Go
not
ahead. I
sorry
thought she was
'cause you keep
asking me a
doing it.
question. I was trying to respond to her. Go ahead, Nancy. Go ahead. What is your question? And
So
I,
I would like the proof that you're saying, you're making an accusation against a fellow board member. I would like the proof that you have.
Okay.
Of what you are stating, that the mayor went into the police.
Okay, I'm done with that because I'm tired. This makes my blood boil every time I think about it. Every time. Because I want to know, are you now the mayor's attorney? And how did the mayor get the police report that she filed against him not even 24 hours after she filed it, if it had not even been investigated? Nobody had even been spoken to yet. The only thing that was on the report that he read was her statement. A report includes all statements, all parties' statements. Okay. Anywho, we're gonna move on to the next one. Let's move to the next one. It is this one. This one was written by the Scarecrow as well. I wouldn't know how the Scarecrow is getting all this information out of Tinley. Tinley Park trustee Diane Galante removed from the board meeting. I'm going to show you where she was removed and what she was removed for. And this was the meeting where he read the police report into record. How did he get it if it hadn't been investigated yet? We're going to see right now. This is the May 17th, 2022 meeting. Let's look at it. I'm going to bring it up right quick. May 17th, 2022.
p.m. Tuesday, May 17th, 2022. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
All right, I'm going to get it. Can you guys hear it? I'm going to get it to the place that we need to get it to. So that there was also interesting, this guy with this bald head here, he was this was interesting statement that he made about a zoning,
Regulating these types.
a fake zoning.
I would
law.
ask.
I will go back to this is a lot. There's a lot going on in Tinley. But here we go.
At the end of the Tinley Park board meeting,
is really a partnership and making sure that we're successful there. And so just wanted to bring that up. I was a little disgusted with some of the comments about the oversight and that command and control type of sound. And so I just wanted to make sure I brought it to your attention and appreciate you guys bringing that to us staff. I do really like the new verbiage. I think it fits a lot better.
We're going to watch him read this police report that she filed against him
team verbiage
into record. This is all of the proof that the clerk need.
No. Clerk?
I had some comments I wanted to make regarding something that it's unfortunate. It'd be nice if this stops, but more disturbing information. On April 5th, village board meeting started at 6:30 p.m.
That was the board meeting we just watched.
At approximately 7:38 p.m., according to the YouTube channel. On April 7th at 2:06 p.m., Trustee Galante walked into the police station to file a false police report against me.
Now, the clerk wanted her to give proof of how she knew that the mayor was getting these things. There you go. He has this police report that was not even investigated yet because she just had filed it. He just read April 5th. She went in on April 11th. Nothing had been investigated. And he had this report. Fix it, Jesus. Y'all heard it.
It states in the report, it's a narrative. Subject state's co-worker got in her space and intimidated her by quietly
What is he
speaking
doing with the report? It hasn't been
comments.
investigated yet. So what is he doing with the report? I'm going to now fast forward to when Diane gets kicked out of this meeting because this is crazy. He reads the whole entire report. There are no statements from witnesses or anything. You can go back and watch the meeting.
Thank you.
Was because I thought we were going to be sued again. The amount of money we pay in lawsuits and the extent of time they go on when people.
Hold on, let me go back.
Saying to everyone that they all like you. You lied on the budget and made accusations against our staff and our finance team, which was very.
Now, how did she lie on the budget? Y'all saw the video that she made and said that the staff does the budget. Now, we know that from Dalton. We know that the trustees don't have anything to do with these budgets, right? They don't have anything to do with these budgets. Nothing. So how could she make a mistake on a budget when she don't do budget for the village?
And what I think is the chief should consider, if you filed the false police report under 720 ILCS 5-20 or 526-1A4, you lied in the report and 16 to 17 people witnessed every lie that you stated in that police report. Please stop your game.
Where is, he said that 17 to 16 people, you should be reading their statements because they should be in that report. If you don't read their statements and their statements are not in that report, then how did she lie? And who said it? Name names.
Games, and let's work together or just resign so we can get back to business. Thank you.
I want to make a comment.
Sure, go ahead.
I think it's very
Hold
important.
on 1 second, Diane.
It's very important that the
Hold on,
public
Diane.
understands.
Diane, 1 second. Okay, go ahead.
Everybody in the public needs to understand. One of the things I didn't get and why I filed the first affidavit when Mike Glatz, Trustee Glatz, who sat next to me at the
Clock's not
time,
moving.
lied about
1 second,
somebody
Diane.
stalking his
1
wife.
second, Diane. The clock wasn't moving. Thank you.
Was because
So let me just tell y'all this story. So when Glass was a trustee, he lied about somebody stalking somebody's wife. Allegedly.
because I thought we were going to be sued again. The amount of money we pay in lawsuits and the extent of time they go on when people duck the servers and hide information and do anything they can to extend it, it's concerning to me. I'm questioning, I've asked, I will put in a FOIA tomorrow because we are not getting the reports on any financials for the spending of the legal bills, which
They're not getting reports. Do y'all hear that? Where else were they not getting reports? Our case study? Did you just hear what she said? She said we're not getting reports anymore. Is that what happened in Dalton? The trustees all of a sudden were not getting reports anymore? And so you have these other trustees sitting up there on the dais being complicit, not saying anything. But Diane is the one person who is willing to say, we're not getting any reports. Well, at least I'm not. Tinley, you better start paying attention.
we're supposed to be getting the quarterly updates on legal spending, on the open cases. What is a holdup? Why are we spending all this money? What is it being continued for, on and on? Give us some updates so we can understand why it's costing so much money. Anybody standing at this dais, people will come here and say all kinds of stuff, and us up here. we can say what we want, and it's very difficult in a court of law to prove that, to go against it. So basically, we could say anything we want, and anybody at that comes up here and makes claims against me can say anything they want, and I have no legal action to go against them. I'm going to again talk about these affidavits. I didn't hide anything. Nobody found affidavits in my emails that were hidden. The mayor, who at the time was part of every meeting, he wrote an email to the board and told them my concerns. When I went to him with my concerns, I went to the village manager, who's not here anymore, went to the attorney, who's not here anymore, and I went to the mayor. Those who were who I
Was this mayor, is this mayor removing everybody? Everybody that she talked to about her concerns, not there anymore. Where did we see that? Where? Was that our case study? Did our case study do that too? Remove people, remove lawyers, remove people.
We're told to go see. I then was told that I have to go get my own attorney to file what I wanted out in truth. When people are doing things against the taxpayers, my job is to speak up. That's what I did. I tried to make it aware in this village to make it stop, and they wouldn't listen. I'm not sure what staff is having issues with me. Nobody wants to talk to me. Again, Pat Carr filed a harassment claim against me.
Fake news again. Fake news again. If she is a trustee, she should be able to ask questions of the staff. Let me know how that's harassment. She's a trustee. She has access.
After I went to HR because of concerns I had, why I was being told we were using cameras to solve crimes, and then in the police department, I was told we never bought the software. Multiple times I was told inconsistent information, and I went to HR because
who else used to put out inconsistent information?
The village manager, who wasn't the village manager at the time, wouldn't meet with me. I'm going to be here for years. It seemed that when I started having issues with the one Tinley Park group, I had issues with Packard.
What she said when she broke away from the other people that was with the mayor, then she started having issues. What that sound like? When the trustees started breaking away, or when they immediately started asking questions, and a line was drawn between Stan Brown and Andrew Holmes, and then the rest of the trustees. My goodness.
I've worked 30 years questioning, analyzing data. I'm asking questions. I'm not fighting. I'm not swearing. I'm not sure what staff is claiming to have issues with me. But I do know the one Tinley Park group that definitely has their political people here. I see two of them here today that I'm sure will say some nice things about me.
Diane, please address the board. Please do not address the public.
That's the one Tinley Park group.
We call the police, Diane.
Tim Janis,
I have a right to file a police report if I am fearful. I went to the police department out of fear. I feared myself that day as you whispered in my ear, and that's why I went there. How dare you?
Trigger warning. Diane, if you're watching this, go ahead and turn it off, because I don't want you to get triggered. This thing triggers me every time I watch it. Do you all hear that in her voice? Do you hear the emotion in her voice? The fear, the scared, she's scared. Do you hear that? That's not something you can make up. Let me know in the comments if you hear that. If you hear her. If you hear the emotion in her voice.
How dare the police department say they're going to sue me or whatever he's claiming? That I have no right to my feelings of fear? I wasn't going to let you belittle me and do what you do and walk out that door like you're going to make me feel bad quietly. I wanted everybody to understand what you did to me at that door that day. Why I did it. I have a right as a person to have fear. I have a right to file a police report out of fear, and I'll do it every time if I am fearful.
I will do it every time. And for the police department to be telling us not to do that is concerning. And I will FOIA the information that you are reading here to make sure that it's correct. Because a lot of times you like to add information into the stuff. I filed an ethics complaint because Mr. Suckley was getting that information. It happened between the attorneys during the ethics complaint. Information got to Mr. Suckley to post on Facebook, but that was no leak. It was leaked between attorneys. The other attorney told us, I have it in email. I am up here to do a job for the people that elected me to do. That's why I'm here. We oversee the village and we question things. That's what we do. I'm not doing anything outside of business we all should be doing. I disagree with the political attacks against me and my family. I disagree with it. It's political. I watched it go on to people before me. It's just because I couldn't be told what I was going to do, then I'm out and I'm attacked. It's political. And the people in this town actually are very open and they know what's going on. You can continue to do it, and I'm going to continue to file whatever I need to do.
Your time is up, Diane.
I will
Thank
not
you.
be intimidated
Your time is up, Diane.
by you.
Your time is up.
And
Just-
intimidate other people.
And so before you speak, I just want to repeat it again. There was 16 to 17 people that were all sitting in this
Good.
room.
That was the
As
purpose.
everything that Diane said is 100% not true. You had a staff member that was standing between the door and myself, and you had Bill Brady.
They know nothing of what you've done.
Right.
I was
All right.
right here when that happened. You love to play the victims, what you're doing.
Okay.
You're just lying
Diane,
right
please do
now.
not
I am
interrupt her.
not lying.
Please do not interrupt her, Diane. That's your last warning.
Dennis was
You
here.
can't.
What do you mean, do not interrupt her and somebody is calling you a liar? I wish I might sit there while somebody is calling me a liar and I know what happened. But you see that the men over here, they're not saying anything. Some of them looking away. Look at this man in the pink shirt. He looking like he want to just escape out of his skin. Like, I really don't want to be a part of whatever this is. That's how he looking. Then the man sitting next to her, he got his hand on his chin like, like this is, I'm going to feel really bad when I vote to make her leave this meeting today. This was horrible. This was absolutely horrible and deplorable to look at. This was hard to stomach. Very hard.
Tell me that I'm lying when I know what the truth is. Now, you can't
Diane.
tell me I wasn't fearful. You were standing here when you was whispering in my ear.
You approached
Diane,
that.
please stop interrupting us the last
I
time.
don't get involved in this drama. That's an outright
That's
lie.
fine. That's
You are
fine.
lying.
The lady who said, I don't get involved in this drama, but you sit up there screaming, going back and forth, telling this lady about how she was not fearful for her life when we hearing that she sounded feared, that she sounds scared, but you don't get involved in the drama. You should have kept your mouth closed then. You should have kept your mouth closed. If you don't get in drama and whatever, you should have kept your mouth closed. I don't like this. This is horrible. This was horrible.
I am
Thank
not
you.
lying.
Diane,
I was here.
I am. You
I
have
was
no
right
idea
here.
what happened.
I don't
Diane,
get this.
please
You're a
stop.
liar.
I'm going to ask the board.
Okay.
I have asked you time and time again to keep
Now,
order and
they're
decorum,
going to
and you
put Diane
continue
out
to
of this meeting.
disrespect
They're going to
people
vote
when
to
no
put
one ever
Diane
interrupts
out of
you.
this
The
meeting.
Board of Trustees shall
Crazy.
determine its own rules of proceeding and punish its members for disorderly conduct. With the concurrence of 2/3 of the trustees elected, it may expel a trustee, but not a second.
He just happened to have that rule there. He just happened to have that rule there. Do y'all see this setup? He just happened to have the rule just right there. Just right there to put her out of the meeting. Seems a little planned to me. Seems a little planned that he read the report, knew that Diane was going to get upset, and probably allegedly text the lady to call her a liar and do all of the antics that she did. Because how do you just all of a sudden have that rule right there? How? Are y'all watching this? Can y'all make it make sense for me? Somebody get in these comments and tell me something. Y'all very quiet tonight, which scares me. Y'all tell me how this look to y'all. How this look. This looks set up to me. This looks set up to me. Okay? Somebody, Diane was not a part of the group chat, allegedly, when this was all planned out. Because how, first of all, did you get this report and it had not even been investigated yet? Nobody's statements had been taken or nothing. The only statement you read on that paper was Diane's. You knew that Diane was going to get upset and respond to you because she's an emotional person. You knew that. Then it seems like this lady who claims she never gets in drama, all of a sudden going to start calling Diane a liar, and very loudly. Seems like to me she was told to act it out. Now, why was the other lady not removed? Because she started calling Diane a liar. I wish I might sit down somewhere and somebody call me a liar. You'll never get the opportunity to do it again. I wish I might sit there and wait. Y'all tell me what y'all thinking about what this looked like. Because to me, how did you just have that rule right there? How did you have that there? Just happen to have that right there in front of you. Okay.
Time for the offense. Is there a motion to remove the trustee for lack of decorum of the members?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Horrible.
Trustee Brennan.
Absolutely
Yes.
horrible.
Trustee Galante.
No.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
That motion carries. Last time, Diane, we asked you 9
And
times and you
these
still
are the
continue to
people that you
talk over
all
when
voted.
no one,
These
I
are the
have to
people that
defend
you all
myself.
voted.
here we go.
So I have to leave.
When
Is that
no
what you're
one-
telling me?
When no one interrupts you, no one ever interrupts you when you speak. We all sit
Okay,
here and
Carl,
listen.
please.
Diane, please leave.
No one interrupts her because she never talks about anybody. She never ever gets up and says, "You're a liar." She never calls people names. That's why nobody don't need to interrupt her, because she's never doing that.
I'm leaving.
This is
I
insane.
want to
Diane,
update
please.
on the executive session because I'm not told about the executive sessions because you'll tell me I wasn't here. And then I don't know.
Yeah, bingo. You walk out of them. And
I walked out of them.
actually, we
You
passed
walked
an
out,
order.
2 of them. You've walked out
Look at this lady still
before
talking.
we started. You
Still
left.
talking. She never gets into drama, but she's still talking. She's still talking. She never gets involved into drama, but she's still talking. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Because guess what? When it's drama going on out here in these YouTube streets, you don't hear a peep from Super Producer because I ain't in it. I don't get in drama. I don't be in drama or confusion. So you don't see my name mentioned nowhere. I don't get in drama. This lady's still talking, but she don't get in drama. She out here calling this woman a whole liar in front of the whole town on a broadcasted meeting, but she don't get in drama. Lord have mercy. It is a setup. Too many things out of the ordinary were happening. The lady was not called on to speak, but never was given a warning. Are you watching this, Tinley Park? I hope you're watching this, because what you let happen to your neighbor, Diane, was horrible. She deserves a public apology for being attacked the way she has been attacked, her and her family. That's what they deserve. That's what they deserve. I want to know how you just happened to have that rule there, that just happened to be there. How did you get that police report when it hadn't even been investigated yet? Yeah. Okay.
I couldn't be here for them.
Thank
I
you.
couldn't stay.
Colleen, thank you. Diane, will you please leave?
I am. I'm shutting down my computer. Is that okay?
But you keep arguing with board members.
Okay. You know what? I'm glad there's an election. I hope everybody pays attention.
Oh,
This was absolutely horrible. Y'all see that? Listen, that was horrible. That was absolutely horrible to watch. The total and complete setup that happened right before your face. We saw it. Let's keep going. Now, those two were written by the Chicagoland Journal. This right here, this one right here. Guess who wrote this one right here too? Just guess. Why don't you take a guess? Take a little guess. Who wrote that? Who wrote that? Look at the title of it. The title says Tinley Park Clerk O'Connor, Mayor Tin Man, try to set records straight with Galante. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Okay? Because this thing is interesting. This thing here is interesting. Look at this. Okay, this is the actual from the scarecrow, right? From the scarecrow. Okay, look at this. Again, another negative article against Diane from this same publication. Yeah. So this one says the Village of Tinley Park held a special board meeting on Tuesday, May 3rd. The board comments portion of the meeting again focused on Trustee Diane Galante. Why is she being focused on? At a business board a special meeting. What? You called a special meeting to talk about somebody? This is what you use public resources for. Now you can't tell me this is not going further. So it says the village clerk attempted to clear up some issues from previous board meetings. O'Connor said, Trustee states that she sent questions concerning the budget to staff, and those questions were not answered. She also stated that there were items in the budget that she had never heard of. There were a couple of executive sessions that she was not at, and you are supposed to clerk because she is a trustee that gets a packet. She should have known what was going on in those sessions. She did not respond to any of that. What? Why should she respond to an email? The mayor offered twice through email to meet with her. Why should she have to meet with the mayor? You should just send her the minutes of the closed session meeting. Can somebody let me know if I'm off about that? Why should she have to meet with the mayor? Why don't she just send her the meeting minutes because she's a trustee? Isn't that how that works? I shouldn't have to meet with the mayor about a closed session. I should get the minutes just like everybody else have them. I'm total confusion about why she should have to meet with the mayor, especially if she said she was fearful of the mayor. Why would she meet with him? Oh, and they go on to go in, and this is the Scarecrow's little, whatever you want to call it, publication is what I'll call it. They continue to go in on her, right? It says, regarding Trustee Galante's accusations that Mayor Glotz obtained information about at the police station and gave it to a resident, O'Connor stated that she sent Galante 4 emails asking for proof. She didn't need to give you proof because he gave you proof that he can go over there and get the information because he had her police report that she filed. Child. Let's scroll down to the end of this. Because that's really what I want to get to, because then I'll put my thing back up and show y'all. Mayor Glotz made some statements, and then he said Glotz discussed the issue of personal attacks against Galante and her family. Glotz stated There's not one board member that I'm aware of that has ever made one comment regarding Diane's family member breaking a window and entering a business until she keeps bringing it up and bringing it up. And this is the reason it keeps getting discussed. Well, let's talk about that. Because look at here. If you enlarge, let me go back. If you enlarge your screen right here, let me tell you what that is. That right there is a Facebook post between Diane and the mayor, where he does what? He mentions the incident of the window. Diane didn't say anything about it in either one of her comments. She said, ask the business mayor, why did they not follow the judge's orders and produce the receipts? He says, are you denying that someone threw a chair through the window and entered? Now, who mentioned that? That says the Tin Man's name right there. And in blue is Diane's name. That means he's responding to her when she never mentioned it up there. I find that interesting. But in this article, you say that ain't nobody did that. There go you doing it right there. Explain that. Let's keep going. We're almost done, though, for tonight. All right. Now, following all of this, Diane was brought up on an ethics complaint. We're going to talk about that complaint in another live. Because, again, I told you, I'm not leaving Tinley. We got business here. She was brought up on an ethics complaint. She was investigated, they said, by a private or a, what is it? What did they say? Let me show y'all what they said, because this disturbed me. Oh, I know what they said. They said she was investigated by independent counsel. That's what she said. That's what it said. Definitely is. Okay, Lee Hamilton. Definitely. But they said this ethics complaint that was filed, she was investigated by an independent lawyer. Let's look at what they say. I'm gonna show you. Because this right here, child, this is what they said. Now, this is the Tinley, this is the patch that we're going to be looking at. And it is a publication that covers, the patch covers many areas out here in the Southland, many cities, many areas. And this is what they had to say. I'm going to show y'all this. They said, residents and board members are calling for the resignation of a Tinley Park Village trustee after an independent review. Keep that in your mind. Independent review of an ethics complaint found she provided confidential information to a lawyer who was suing the village. Diane Galante's name was taken off the Steve Eberhardt's lawsuit the day after village officials said she sent him closed session notes. The ethics, now how could she send him closed session notes when you just heard in that previous meeting where they said she don't be in executive session, that she left, and also that the clerk emailed her several times to tell her to meet, to get her to meet with the mayor to find out what happened in executive session? So how could she forward this man executive session notes or tell him executive session things when she's never, according to them in that video, in the meetings? And she's never given minute notes because the clerk won't give them to her. What she do is email her and ask her to meet with the mayor so that she can talk with him about what happened. so that he can tell her his version of what happened and not what happened, actually what happened from the minute meetings. Y'all catch all that? Did y'all get all that? Did y'all get all that? An ethics complaint was filed against her for giving the opposition or somebody that was suing the village executive session notes that she never got. Explain to me how. We just saw in the video where the lady who never gets in drama says that Diane is never in executive session. We just read in the Scarecrow's publication that the clerk said she emailed her several times to get her to meet with the mayor about the executive sessions. So how could she have even given Mr. Eberhardt session notes when she's never in executive session? Right there, you saw it in the video. Did you hear? Y'all tell me something in the comments. Y'all quiet. This scaring me. Is y'all here with me? Is something happening to my broadcast? I'm afraid. I know I'm losing viewers, but it's okay. I'm going to talk about what I'm going to talk about. Anybody with me? Anybody? Y'all tell me y'all following me? Am I making sense? Do that make sense? Okay, y'all let me know. So the ethics complaint is the latest in a series of complaints and lawsuits within the Village Hall, though its findings are among the first recent in histories to be substantiated. According to Tim Jansenick, and you're going to see his name a lot, it seems that him and Stucco, they get lots of information. They FOIA and they get everything they ask for. That's yeah, because I FOIA a lot. I don't get everything I ask for. Okay? Diane Galante was first elected in 2019. He states that he voted for her. He states that he felt that it was something off about her, and he did some FOIAing and nothing came back. Whatever, child. But it tells you in this article that the independent review, let me get to it. An independent investigation was conducted by Patrick W. Walsh, a lawyer based in Hinsdale. Now, let's get together our definition of independent. Okay? Okay? I'm glad you guys are still with me. Thank you for being here. Now, let's get together our definition of independent. Now, by independent, for me, let me see if you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Independent would mean that this particular law firm has no connection whatsoever to Tinley Park. They don't know anyone. They've never been in business, any business dealings with anybody in Tinley Park. It means that they know no one. They know no one involved. They looking at names on a paper, and it's like looking at Chinese. They do not know these people, have no idea who they are. Is that your definition of independent? They said that the person, you see it right there, that says that did the independent investigation was Patrick W. Walsh, a lawyer in Hinsdale or Hinsdale. Okay, thank you, Cheryl Day. Do we have our definition? No ties No ties with either party. I like that, golfer. No, they don't know nobody. They don't know anyone. So they step in this room, they have no idea who the mayor would be, from the clerk to the trustees to nobody. They're going to step in this room and they don't know anyone. They can't point out nobody. I don't like the managers. I don't like the workers. I don't like nobody. They don't know anyone. Is that what we're saying? We're saying that? Okay. Let me know if that's what we're saying, because this right here, this is what I have the question on. This is what I have the question about. I showed y'all who they said the lawyer. Right there says an independent investigation was conducted by Patrick W. Walsh, a lawyer based in Hinsdale, Illinois. Found Galante was wrong to disclose details, and I just told you details that she never received, because they said themselves in that video that she is never in executive session. Independent, we have decided, is they don't know anybody, either party, nobody. They don't know party, no bus, no party bus, none of that. They don't know nobody. Okay? All right. So let me ask you a question. That article, let's go back to the top. We can get our dates. Right here, it says this article was written January 18th, 2022. Let's take a look at two articles. This article that you're looking at now was September 2018. This article that you're going to be looking at in a second, right here, says 2017. So let's look at the 2017, okay? 2017, exactly, SB. It's like this, like letting Robert do an audit of Thornton Township. Attorney was village attorney, nothing independent. Now let's look at this 2017 article. We're going to scroll down here. This article says Tinley Park sues former planning director. Tinley Park sues former planning director. We're going to scroll down here through this article. This was the article about the Buckeye, the reserve that, remember I told y'all about that community. It was an affordable housing community that they wanted to build in Tinley Park. They deemed that Amy Connolly, who was, I think, the village, she was something at the village. At the time, they claimed that she violated some zoning laws, so they blamed everything on her. Now look right here. Who is her lawyer? This for the village. She worked for the village. It's for the village. It says, but Patrick Walsh, the Chicago attorney representing Connolly in this case. So that would mean that Walsh would have to know these people at the village. Huh? Let's go to this 2018 article. Let's go to this 2018 article. Let me see what this 2018 article say. There go McGrath. Y'all see McGrath? All these people know. They know each other. But my question is, how is he an independent review when he was previously involved in some litigation with the village prior to 2022? How would that be independent? Y'all let me know. Bug baby, okay? Okay now. But how would that be independent? So they found her guilty from an independent investigation. And I'm still trying to figure out, is this the same Patrick Walsh that did the investigation in Dalton that wanted to be paid and never gave them the results of the investigation, but gave the results to Lil Stank and maybe somebody in the media? I'm just trying to see if these are the same two Patrick Walshes. I'm confused. I haven't sussed that out yet. but it's going to keep nagging at me, and I will. Okay? Hey, Javar, and sided with the village again. Okay? Hey, Miss Wisdom, how you doing? I'm here for this issue, okay? I'm asking the question. Your confusion also? Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not the only one confusion. Want to know how that's independent if this person has had previous dealings prior to now with the village. Tinley Park, y'all let that happen? This what y'all let happen? You saw in the video where they clearly said that Diane is never in executive session. You clearly saw me show the publication where they gave a statement to the little publication from the Scarecrow that said the clerk sent her numerous emails to set up an appointment so that she could meet with the mayor about these executive sessions to find out what was in them, what happened. So how would she, Diane, be able to forward any executive session notes to Steve Eberhard if she's never there and she never received any minutes from said closed sessions? We just watched it. We just watched that lady yell and call her a liar and then turn around and say she's never in executive session. So how and then where did this ethics complaint come from if she's never in executive session and she doesn't have access to any notes because none have been sent to her? No minutes have been sent to her. She's been emailed and asked to come to meet with the mayor to talk about what happened in executive session, and no minutes were sent to her. How would she be forwarding that information to someone? And then here come an independent investigation from someone who was in litigation with the village 2 years prior to this happening, but it's an independent investigation. And they find that she did what they said she did, even though the video says that she didn't. Tinley Park, you have to make it make sense to me. Stucco, are you listening? Is this mic on? Stucco, I know you watching me. I know you watching. You gonna post about me in 5 minutes if you ain't already posted. You gonna post about me in the morning because you're gonna watch me tonight. But are you listening? I hope you're listening, because this has been bothering me, and I'm going to get it figured out, because this has been bothering me. This is the start of it. This young lady started asking questions, just like in Dalton. The people that started asking questions, they got attacked and they got moved out of the way. They got fired. Yeah. There's some explaining that needs to be done. Some explaining that needs to be done, because I'm confusion. Because that video don't lie. And I told y'all earlier in this broadcast that the internet is undefeated. It is undefeated in its memory. Undefeated. And here we are again. It is undefeated. They should absolutely have to explain what information was shared that's coming from Diane Galante herself. Because I'm still confusion about what information had been shared when the lady who says she don't get into drama says that Diane is never in executive session. Then you told the publication that you contacted her several times by email. She didn't respond for her to meet with the mayor that she filed a police report on to get the information about said executive sessions. So what did she forward to Eberhard if she's never there and she never got them? That's my question. It's my question to the residents as well, because you allowed them to attack this woman who was looking out for the better interest of the village. When you control the people and the information that is circulated, that is how this happens. Say that. Thank you, Lee Hamilton, because I'm just trying to show the pattern. This happened in Dalton, and it's happening here. I don't care if these people want to turn a blind eye to it. This is what's happening. Why do these people never have any discussion about anything? Nothing. They don't have any questions about nothing. And you cannot tell me that everybody that receives this packet have time to contact, because this is a part-time job, to contact them before the meeting, because sometimes I just ain't gonna have time to do it, and I'm just gonna ask in the meeting. Not yet. When he ended Ozzy reporting from finance meetings, legal meetings, and also on the transparency portal, the vendor spending reports. Ooh-wee. When you start taking crucial information off of the portal, something is happening. This is what happened in Dalton. All right. Let's continue. Is there more? But wait. Y'all look at this. They found Diane guilty of the ethics complaint. They started attacking her online. Imagine this, all of this happening to you. But yet, they give you an award at a meeting. It says, recognizing the Honorable Diane M. Galante for 4 years of service, a village trustee in the village of Tinley Park, 2019 to 2023. If this woman was such a problem, why would you be giving her an award, recognizing her, an actual proclamation? Why would you be doing that? If she is the problem, you have found her unethical, but yet you're giving her a proclamation. Somebody lying, and I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out, because this is bothering me. Now, let's fast forward. These people did not reelect Diane. That was sad. I feel like that was a sad thing that they did. They're not going to know the mistake they made until I go through this next live. They're not going to know the mistake that they made until I go through this next live, because Diane was keeping a monitorization on the village finances. So let's talk about Diane's no longer in office, and she is still trying to speak up for the residents. The award is smoke and mirrors to keep the residents from seeing what they're doing. The only attorney information I knew was his claim to take action in 2019. He claimed it would be handled within a month and he disappeared. I spoke openly about that conversation. Diane is like Steve. Exactly. Exactly, prima donna. All right, so let's get into this next part. Diane, she don't get reelected. I feel like that was the saddest day in Tinley when that happened. Right? So it says, former trustee Diane Galante, this village needs to stop letting the board, which is all of you, your one political party now, stop taking donations from people who come here to do business. What? Taking donations? What do that sound like? Who do that sound like? Who was taking donations from people who was trying to do business in Darwin? Who wanted to do business in Darwin? Who was doing that? I seen what comes to mind is that St. Patrick building until those permits got held up. That what come to mind to me. Sure, either way, he wasn't independent. That sound like a little stink right here to me. Let's go. I'm going to talk about this and then we're going to pick up here on our next. I'm going to read this to you. And then on my next video, going to be the continuation because we got to keep the timeline. Just like in Dalton, right? We got to keep the timeline. Listen to this. During a public forum Tuesday, former Tinley Park trustee Diane Galante voiced concerns about the amount and number of political donations that Mayor Tinman and his One Tinley 10 Park party have collected from companies that have business pending before the village board. I think this village needs to stop letting the board, which is all of you, your one political party now, stop taking donations for people who come here to do business, Galante said during the village board committee of the whole meeting. It looks wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. You shouldn't do it, Galante said. Especially when the businesses are in here. When they come to this board and they're talking about doing business in here and you have donations in your account at the same time. It really looks bad. I will hope that somebody on this board sees the importance of protecting the people and maybe writing an ordinance to stop that because it's really concerning to see how many donations. I think it's 160,000 you guys took from vendors and businesses in our town. I hope you're not out for the people to give you donations. Ooh, I don't know who this sounds like, but listen. We going somewhere. I'm going to read this and then we're going to stop for the night because then we're going to go to the next part. Last week, South Cook News reported that Mayor Tinman and the 110 Park party he controls has accepted tens of thousands of dollars from the owner of Lenny's Gas and Wash. We're going to get to Lenny, who is currently seeking zoning changes. What? Not zoning changes. And gaming and liquor licenses from the village board. South Cook News also reported that the companies controlled by Leonard McHenry donated $31,270 to the mayors and the 110 Park Political Action Committee. In February, Gas and Wash owner Leonard McHenry donated $20,000 to campaign funds controlled by Mayor Tinman. In May, Gas and Wash franchise was honored at the village board meeting. And on Tuesday, the committee of the whole voted to forward McHenry's request for gaming and liquor licenses to proposed new location LaGrange and 183rd Street, which still hasn't won Tinley Park Plan Commission approval for zoning changes and special use permits. How? My God. Well, kids, we need to stop there for tonight. I'm sure y'all tired of listening to me. Nobody really listens to me anyway. Keep in mind the complaint was written by a political group. You can quickly look under the transparency portal the previous mayor put in place so many transparencies that this one took out. The businesses wanting to do business in Tinley sound like they're greasing palms to get in. Well, we got a proof. We got papers. I'm going to end there for the night because nobody watches me anyway. This enough for y'all to watch. We got those questions that need to be answered. We will pick up with the rest of this investigation. I hope tomorrow. I got a few things going on, but I hope tomorrow. Lee Hamilton, you say this is fascinating? Is it? I don't know. I feel like nobody watches me, so it's only fascinating to you and me. You speak very well, and listening to you is easy. Thank you, Ms. Wisdom. We love you, SP. We will never stop watching you. Thank you, Javon. This is where the lady's water line put sewage in her basement because of poor repair. Let's go, golfer. You keeping up, son. That's what I'm talking about. You keeping up. You keeping up. We're going to get there. Okay, we're going to get there. I just this second realized Miss Diane is in here. Yes. Girl, you are an inspiration. So sorry you're going through this. Yes, she is. And she is my friend. And I am out to get justice for her. She is deserved and owed an apology from the residents of Tinley Park. Because she did what they voted her to do. She was sounding the alarm and telling them something is not right. And they did not listen. They would not listen. And tell you, I hope they're listening now. I hope that they are looking at this video and they are listening and seeing and thinking about the questions that I'm asking. That's what I hope. Because they reelected this person. There's going to be some problems. Good, I'm glad you got papers. And I do. I'm not the only one. I'm just trying to shed light. I appreciate the help. Stay strong, Diane. Y'all give Diane some encouragement because this is overwhelming for her. This is her real life. Just like in Dalton, all the people that were fighting in Dalton, this is her real life. Y'all give her some encouragement and help her to stay strong. I try to encourage her. I don't know if I'm doing a good job, but I hope I'm helping her. I hope that I'm helping the people of Tinley. I'm hoping that people are paying attention. The other sad thing about this is people that have lived in Tinley Park for years are moving out of the state. They're moving out of the state because some of them are being attacked as well. And so they're just leaving. They're not staying and fighting. This country needs more people like Diane Galante. Tell them, Lee Hamilton. Miss Diane, take notes from all. We are definitely trying to help. Yes. Yes. We got to be diligent and we got to keep putting out the information. We just got to keep putting it out there. I'm hoping that the Tinley Park people are sharing these videos, amongst themselves. And they are beginning to talk about these things and start asking questions. I appreciate your passion, Diane, for the right thing to be done. Diane Galante, a true one. Amen. She is fighting hard for her village. She is fighting. She feels like she's alone. I don't want her to feel like that. People are afraid. I don't know why people are afraid, but they are. Because they are saying that they're being attacked. Well, guess what? Facebook is just a place. It's not even a real place because if the internet crashes, no more Facebook. No more any of this. The real place is your real life. And if somebody attacks you in your real life, what do? You file a police report. You report it to, you put it on record at the Inspector General's office. You put it on record at the Attorney General's office. You put it on record at the state's attorney's office. You put it on record. You find your state, your U.S. representative, you find your senator, and you send their office a letter. You put it on record with them. You know, I've tried to bring things to the COW meeting, committee of the whole meeting, to get things to be reviewed by the board, but the mayor always denied me. Well, Diane, you did what you could do when you was in the seat. Now we got to do what we can do as residents. So we're going to stop right here. I mean, your mouth going to be open even bigger if I keep going tonight. Because we have yet more to go and talk about and do. And, you know, there's a few things that we going to look at. And I'm going to just try to continue to help Diane. I'm going to try to encourage the Tinley Park residents. Why should you be afraid of somebody that you elected, that you paid their salary? I wish I might be afraid of somebody that I pay, my taxes pay their salary. Nope. When you look at it that way, you should feel like an upset boss that your employee is disrespecting you. But, you know, yeah, I was just thinking she's so much like Steve. Yep, they are walking similar paths. Okay, guys, I know y'all tired of me for tonight. And somebody else made me dinner tonight, so I'm gonna go eat my dinner, I guess. If there's any left, it may not be any left, but if there is, I'll eat some. Thank you, Jim C. Wouldn't donations be bribes? Hello. Just remember, as long as you do the right thing and tell the truth, you will be proven in the end not to be the liar. And you will. That's why the scarecrow didn't know who he was dealing with. I hope y'all shared this over there in that little place, just so he can know. Yep, I'm still coming. Because you absolutely did the wrong thing. So, you guys take care. Be good to each other. Super producer wishes nothing but blessings for your life. We need to take care of each other because we all we got. Resident to resident, we all we got. So, there you have it. It is amazing. Well, I'm grateful. Thank you guys for staying tuned in. All of you that watched. Just make sure you hit the like button. Thank you for putting this all together to make it so clear to understand. I know that takes a lot of time. Diane Galante, there ain't nothing I wouldn't do for you. Nothing. I appreciate this Cordelia cup. I love it. Listen, you can't tell me I'm not like her, right, Abby? Did you watch it like I told you? I'm telling you, just like her, even with the look when you like, okay, thank you. Good night. Hey, Kamal. Super producer, me said, car. I don't even know what you're saying, Kamal. I spend time in many towns. This is going on in other places too. It doesn't matter who's in office if you don't have the right controls in place and nobody's willing to check on them. There you go. There you go. Good night, Charlie. The mayor was also giving credits in the, yeah, we're going to get to that, Diane. We're going to get to that. Don't you worry. Abby, I hope they do another one of those because I love that woman. Okay. I love that woman. She is exactly like me. Okay? Okay, come on. I got it. I think so. I think I got it this time. I got you. All right, we out of here.
I'm dominant. Every time you think of me, your heartbeat is prominent. It's astounding how your words be sounding. Ears just be pounding. I'm reigning supreme in all your dreams when you find it necessary to include me in your commentary. I'm major. Every time you wake up.